you don't like snow and having fun outside, this video is not for you.
What is up, everybody? It's Tyler Bogert with Aspire Realty Group, and I'm joined by my favorite person in the world, Mark Johnson. What is up, Mark?
Hello.
What are we going to talk about on today's video?
Well, we're trying to help out folks that are maybe new to the Matsu Valley, whether you're moving from a different part of the state or you're moving from out of state, and you're looking to get outside in the wintertime and have a good time. We're going to tell you where to go and what to do.
We're going to go over some of the key activities to partake in the Matsu Valley, and we're going to start with skiing. Where are some good spots to go skiing?
Well, we got a lot of good spots to go skiing. Let's start out with the cross-country skiing.
All right, cross-country.
And
That doesn't sound as intense as downhill, so
we're going to build up.
we're going to build into the downhill. Okay.
Warm up slow.
All right.
So we have a lot of opportunities in that cross-country skiing. While some may prefer a groomed trail,
Right.
You can pretty much cross-country ski anywhere where the snow has been packed down. So
Yep.
if the snow machines have been on it, if the wind has blown off the river or the lake a little bit, you're pretty much only limited to your imagination there with the cross-country skiing. And we have some really nice groomed trails for the folks that are maybe racers and they're out there training for their junior Nordic or their Olympic aspirations. We have the GPRA ski trails, which are newer, and we have some groomed trails up towards the top of Hatcher Pass. If you drive to the top of the road to the Gold Cord Mine, that's probably the first groomed ski trails anywhere in North America, and people are traveling from all over to get those first few weeks of training in the early winter, so that's pretty unique.
Absolutely. So cross-country skiing, you can hit up the Government Peak trails. We got Hatcher's Pass trails. We also have the UAF experimental farm that's pretty close in downtown, so you don't have to drive so far. So there's 3 spots there you can get out and cross-country ski. And what about some other types of skiing?
Okay, so if you like to go fast.
I love going fast. Everything I do is fast. All brakes. All gas, no brakes over here.
Yeah. So if your mantra is second place is first loser, then you might want to check out Skeet Hawk.
Oh.
We got our first downhill chairlift access downhill resort.
Ooh.
They're in Hatcher Pass, just a few miles up the road, probably about mile 9, 10.
Yep.
Over Fishhook. And they're just kind of starting out. They got a triple chair and plans to expand up to like 2,600 acres. And if you're interested in checking them out or maybe even becoming a volunteer, that place is growing fast. And I got to take the family out there the other day, and they had a blast.
Yeah, and also the word on the street in the real estate world is there's a developer going in there that's potentially going to help build up the resort and also put a brewing company where Motherlode Lodge used to be at the switchback there. So big things that happen there in the Hatcher's Pass area for the downhill community and getting a pretty solid resort set up there.
So what Hatcher Pass is probably best known for by the greater South Central community is the human-powered backcountry access. So whether you're splitboarding or you have your touring gear, they put skins on the skis, and you hike up, skin up to the top of the hill, and you pick your run down, and you get fresh powder all day long, and it's really fun. It can be a little dangerous. You need some training and some special tools, but at the end of the day, that has become quite popular, and if the snow's not good south, you see a lot of people driving up to Hatcher Pass and get that dry.
Yeah, and the best thing with skiing in the Matsu Valley is it's relatively close. Like, you don't have to go very far. You can... If you live in the Matsu Valley, it's really close. You can just literally take off from most people's back door and go cross-country ski around or take a short drive up to Hatcher's Pass and hit some of the downhill stuff there. So we're going to transition now into some winter hiking. Winter hiking is for those that want to get out and hike in the wintertime. I know a lot of people like to hike in the summer, but on the topic of Hatcher's Pass has a ton of winter hiking opportunities. Like Mark said, Independence Mine, Gold Cord Mine, there's all kinds of literally just mountain hiking. So
Goldman Trail, Government Peak Trail, Blueberry Knoll,
Angel, yeah.
And you'll find a few trails up Lazy Mountain and Matanuska Peak that people are hitting it hard enough all year long that you might need some some traction devices for your shoes, but you're not going to need the
absolutely
your intensive snowshoe backcountry ski setups.
And for those instant gratification Instagram social influencers, you always got the butte too. So that's about a 20-minute hike and get some good views of Pioneer Peak, Matt Peak, and Twin Peaks and all those good peaks surrounding for that Instagram banger. So where else? Where else can we go and get some hikes and winter hikes?
Winter hikes. I think we covered that one pretty good. Let's move into the fat biking.
All right. So fat tire biking has become a very, very what's the right word? Very newish and
got really popular.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. It got really popular really, really quick. So for those of you that don't know what fat tire biking is, basically fat tire biking is a mountain bike. It can be full suspension, hard ridge bike that have oversized tires on it to help with flotation on snow. And where do you like to go fat tire biking, Mark?
I like to go out to the Moose Range, and the Moose Range is just this area in between where I live, going east all the way out to Sutton. And back in the day, the state of Alaska did some timber sales, and as a result, there's little two-track trails crossing every which way. So in the summertime, people are riding on the four-wheelers. In the wintertime, the snow machiners get to it, and then as soon as they do, you can ski, bike, or walk on those trails with relative ease, and there's miles and miles and miles of them. And so that's close for me, and it never gets boring because you can always kind of take a different route. And
yeah, you have that the various trails, and you can always make a different loop and get exploring and get some Strava segments going. Yeah, so another good spot for fat tire biking in the Matsu Valley is just on the flats. You can hit the flats, and you could park at Reflection Lakes or anywhere like that and just take off and go down the frozen sloughs and the frozen flats there and just go biking. And out there, definitely some of those really, really Instagram bangers for all the mountain surroundings and the water and the mirrored ice and things like that. So the flats is definitely a good spot for, I would say, more of the beginner fat tire bikers. It does require studs, so make sure your fat tire bike has some little bit of studs in there so you can make it a successful day without getting hurt.
Yes, sir. And then for those who want to bring home some good photos from their winter biking trips, we would recommend a trip out to the Glacier.
Absolutely.
And you can take your snow machine, you can cross-country ski, you can ride your fat bike out there, and it is really, really quite beautiful and expansive. You make it out there, and it's just ice fields as far as you can see, kind of hemmed in by these very jagged and picturesque mountains.
Yeah.
And if you maybe don't have access to all these expensive toys and means of locomotion, you can hire yourself a air taxi and go fixed wing or rotor wing, jump in a helicopter or a Super Cub, and you can go fly over and get views of that glacier and some cool pictures as well.
Yeah, that sounds like the easier way to do it, in my opinion. Just go jump in a plane or a helicopter and go see these sights, and make it. It sounds like it'd be a little warmer too. Yep. What other kind of activities? Matsu Valley has just so many different activities, and we're trying to touch most topics here, but this is one of my favorites. Let's talk about snow machining.
Okay. Let's do that. And just to clarify for you out-of-state folks, if you come up north and you want to go for a ride on your snow machine. If you call it a snowmobile, the locals will laugh at you. And that's just how it is. I don't know why or how, but just stick with the verbiage and people will treat you good.
Yeah, snow machine. And then if you get closer to those rural areas, it's a snow go. And if you get closer to the western area of Alaska, it's just a Honda. So, yeah, snow machining. My favorite topic. So there's a lot of opportunity to hit all kinds of different types of snow machining in the Matsu Valley. So we're going to start with just your typical family fun trail ride, a short drive out to Big Lake. Big Lake has that's where the Iron Dog Trail goes, the Iron Dog snow machine race. There's miles and miles and miles and miles, and I could keep just saying miles of snow machine trails out there to take your family out and just go for a trail ride and see the sights. What about mountain riding? We've talked a lot about Hatcher's Pass, so we could touch on the Hatcher's Pass for snow machine riding.
Yeah, Hatcher Pass has some pretty amazing mountain riding for the folks that are out there riding sleds.
Sleds, yes, sleds. Yep.
And if you get your big long track 850 sled up and running, and you can access some pretty amazing terrain out there in Talkeetnas, and it's close.
Yeah, it's very close.
North of Anchorage. If you live in Palmer, like I do, 15 minutes from unloading my sled and going and getting after it.
Yeah, and there's the cool thing about the Hatcher's Pass area for snow machine riding or riding your sled or whatever you want to call it. Just stick to the snow machine and sled. But you can go the Willow side of Hatcher's, which is more for those technical riders that like the tree riding. And then you can go the front side of Hatcher's, which is pretty much right downtown Wasilla, hit up Chirac, go out that way, and go up the front side of Baldy Mountain, and then you can ride all the Hatcher's Pass you want. And then also, like Mark said, Palmer side, there's multiple different areas for less trees and more of those mountain peaks for those beautiful, beautiful bluebird days in the mountains with no trees. It's great. It's great. A great spot. And then also we talked about Knik Glacier a little earlier. You can do a snow machine ride out with the family up Knik Glacier. It's another great way to see Knik Glacier is by snow machine, so you don't have to manually ride out there. You can just push the throttle and go take the family, and it's a good event. So for snow machining, there's definitely a lot of different spots for you to take the family, your friends, your buddies, or whoever it is that you want to go adventure with on the snow machine. If you want to go for a little bit of a drive, Eureka is also a good spot to go. It's about, 2 hour and a half. Depends on if you got a lead foot or not. If you go north on the Glen Highway, you can hit up Eureka. There's actually a lot of good riding out in Eureka. Yeah, it can get kind of cold, so be prepared to bundle up. But Eureka definitely has some good riding for everybody. If it's the trail rider, your mountain rider, more technical riding, Eureka's a short.
Got it all there.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of variables to riding sleds out there. And I'll tell you what, Eureka Roadhouse has some of the best burgers there are in the state of Alaska.
And pie. Do they still have pie?
They still have pie. The pie is also really good, too. So, yeah.
So we kind of started easy, cross-country skiing, hiking, and we'll go out with a bang, and let's talk a little bit about some heli skiing.
Ooh, heli skiing. Let's talk about heli skiing. I personally am not a skier, so Mark's going to take the reins on this and tell us all about some places to go heli skiing.
Okay. So the Tordrillo Mountain Lodge is a short flight from the Matsu Valley, a little bit to the west of us. And if you follow ski or snowboarding films or have picked up a ski magazine in the last 15 years, you've probably seen some pretty cool shots of the Tordrillos. Guy that used to fly our forestry helicopter flies A-stars for the Tordrillo
Very
Lodge
cool.
in the winter, and he's a great pilot. I can vouch for that. He won't crash.
He'll get you there safe, is what Mark. Yeah. Also, to kind of jump back, you can actually get to that lodge by snow machine, leaving those big lake trails. And I've definitely headed out there on a sled and got back into those mountains. And it's
like a couple-day ride. You gotta
no, it's not. Leg? No, it's not.
No?
Nah.
Just throttle?
It depends on who you are, I guess. Okay. But yes, so heli skiing out there is, I personally don't know, but it sounds amazing. I've seen a lot of cool pictures and videos, and there's actually a lot of professionals that I've seen taking videos and posting those photos and whatnot out there. So those are some of the activities that you can personally do with your family, friends, buddies, whoever it is, your grandma. Let's talk about more of the spectator activities where you can just go watch a professional musher, snow machine racer, or anything like that. We have a couple events in the Matsu Valley that happen yearly in the wintertime. We'll start with the Iditarod. The Iditarod is a dog mushing race. I think that's the proper terminology, dog mushing. Starts in Anchorage, and then the restart is out in Willow, which is about a 25-minute drive from Wasilla. They do a restart there, and there's tons of people there, vendors, food trucks, everything like that, and you can see the dogs and mushers take off for the event. So that one's good.
Yeah.
Do you follow that, Iditarod?
I do. I remember in grade school, everyone picked a musher, and then we kind of had this sort of fantasy football-esque dog mushing.
How old were
game.
you? You're playing fantasy with Iditarod in elementary school. Yeah.
And it's pretty historic in that it's one of the longest sled dog races
Mm-hmm.
out there, and it retraces the steps of the Serum Run.
Yeah.
When they were trying to get medicine up to these folks in Nome.
Right.
So,
Did you talking about the Serum Run there? You know, Balto's not the actual dog that did it, right?
Yeah.
And if you know, drop a comment of what dog it was. We'll extra points for that. Yeah. So another great event is a different kind of dog, and we'll talk about that. Is the Iron Dog. Iron Dog is a 2,600-mile snow machine, sled, whatever you want to call it, snow go event.
Not a snowmobile.
Let's not talk. Yeah, exactly. Let's not call it a snowmobile, but it is a race that happens, and it actually starts in Wasilla at the Curtis Menard Sports Complex, and they leave Curtis Menard on a Sunday. They go out and on a journey 2,600 miles all the way up to Nome. They do the Kotzebue Loop, and they come back to Wasilla. It's a one-week event, so you have two opportunities to see those racers take off, then come back, and you can definitely tell the difference of 2,600 miles on that last day.
How long does it take them to do 2,600?
So course times this year, course time was 2 days and 8 hours, but with layovers and mandatory rest stops, it takes about 6 days. So start on a Saturday and then end on a Saturday, and it's about 6 days, 7 days.
What is the math on that? Like how
Mile per hour?
Mile per hour average.
So this year, Tyler Ackelstead, Nick Olstad, Team 7 did it, like I said, 60 hours and some change or whatever, and it was an average speed of 47.1 mile an hour. Average speed. So that is definitely an event to watch. And like I said, for the spectators that want to get out, that's one of those events that happens every year about this time of year, and you can go wish the racers luck. And also there's some good food vendors there as well, and different vendors for you and the family to check out.
Yeah, and in terms of food and vendors and family time, Palmer Chamber of Commerce does a really good job of putting on some events year-round, but as we're talking about the winter, they do kind of this thing called the Colony Christmas.
Oh, yes.
All sorts of fun parade-like activities and vendors and booths, and I know they do a big fireworks display out in downtown Palmer every year, so keep your eyes peeled. There's some websites that'll keep you appraised of those events, but just for some good old-fashioned sort of small town, go out and see everybody that you know and have a corn dog and a beer. It's like
corn dog and beer. Now you're talking my language. So, yeah, today's video, we kind of touched on a little bit of all the activities and some of the events that happen in the Matsu Valley. We'll be sure to drop some links for you guys to check out and find some events that you might want to partake in. And, yeah, I think
something specific that you want to hear a little bit more about, or get some intel on, say, the heli skiing or who to call for the flight seeing stuff, just call us directly.
Yeah, we'll post our number right here somewhere, so you can find me, Mark, or anybody at the team here, Aspire Realty Group, and we would gladly be able to help you with any kind of adventure you want to partake in. So, that's it.
Stay safe, stay warm, wear your helmet when you're snow machining.
Yeah, and don't do anything Mark wouldn't do. Hey guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video of the things to do in the Matsu Valley. And if you would like some more content, please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and also you can find us at www.aspirerealitygroup.com.
Hit the like button. Subscribe.
And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.